Hi guys, welcome back to the season finale of The Americans. We are on episode 13 of season 5 and we are at the point where Philip and Elizabeth, with everything that's happened, especially most recently, they've had enough. They're going to pull out. They've requested to be returned home, but this in itself creates an awkward situation because what do they do with their kids? Do they return with them? Do they leave them in custodial parental guidance with somebody here? They're both not of age yet. Paige is the older one. Pastor Tim is now gone, or is going to be gone very soon. Do we see an exit from them here? I don't know, because we've got another season. I'm just along for the ride, so let's dive into the season finale.
Pashenka, your friend is here.
Oh shit.
I'll go up.
Oh no, he slashed his wrists. Oh, look surprised.
Bleeding.
Pashenka! Get his arms up.
Oh, I don't think he's done it right. Not for it to not be lethal.
You hold it, please.
Pashenka, my dear. I'll tell you. They're on their way.
Well, whatever you advised him to do, it didn't work, because it's far more serious. This is a hell of a way to get him to return home.
Open up the IV wide. We're taking him to Holy Cross. I'm gonna meet the family there. Got it.
I want the car. Anything we can do, anything you need. Thank you. I need to get things for hospital. Who is that guy? Well, because we defect, government give us protection. Oh.
I knew the minute I saw it, there was way too much blood. What a start. I mean, we knew it was coming. Oh, it'll get better. He'll get over it. That's what he said, wasn't it?
A note from Pash.
Yeah, this has to change your outlook.
He said he loves us. Not want to make this all bad for us. Life here. He said he's sorry, but he cannot live in America.
Pipe burst in Renee's building last night.
My apartment's like a swimming pool.
Yeah, the whole place is flooded. They got to rip out the floor.
That's gonna take time.
Yeah, I said about a month. Maybe 2 if I'm lucky.
She's moving in.
He's gone through
Renee?
a big transition. Or is that convenience?
Temporary, supposedly.
Supposedly.
Dan looks thrilled. What do you think would happen if they had kids and she is one of us?
Yeah, what about that?
Paige thinks she has it bad. Pasha's doing much better. They're letting him out of the hospital in a couple of weeks.
He's
And
okay.
Evgenia is going to take him back home.
Yeah.
Didn't we send someone to say that it won't be a problem?
Couldn't get him over it. Twan almost killed that kid.
He did.
If Pasha would have died, I mean, Twan's tough, but he's just a kid.
There's being a kid, and there's being a kid. Paige, Henry, their kids. Pasha, Twan, where he's from, what he's seen. No.
Please answer simply yes or no.
I don't trust these. I just don't.
Apart from Sofia Kovalenko and the people in this room, are you aware of anyone who knows you've met with agents of the Federal Bureau of Investigation?
No.
And
Excuse us a moment.
they're unreliable because they can be being.
Flying colors. Nothing.
Nothing.
0.
Alexi's too scared to go back. Claudia, this family could stay together.
It's going to work better for her to be there without a husband, given why the center wants her back. We've already told her they can come home.
He doesn't want to go.
But nobody's going to roll out a red carpet for him.
Then you're going to break up the family.
Do we have to tear this family apart, too?
Looks like it.
I can ask.
It's not a decision.
Where are you with your big decision?
We're getting there.
They're not there yet. There are a few kinks to work out. Oh, what, just not bringing them back?
I think we could tell Paige before. She can handle it.
No, she can't handle
Maybe
it.
even help with Henry once we're there. All of us together without all this shit on our backs.
The reason why I don't like this, I love these two as characters, but the reason why I don't like them not being truthful with a possible plan here, let's plan a trip to Europe, leave it to the last possible moment, tell them then, and then it's too fucking late, is they are Western children. In particular, Henry has already started to map out his future and where he's going to go and what he's going to do and what he wants to do as a young adult. And they're both going to be of adult age pretty soon. You're all on about, oh, we can be a family together. You've had your family together. You've had them as babies and as small children and as preteens and as early teenagers. You've had what every parent has to bring up a child. Once the approach of age, they may still live with you for a few years. They may go off to college. They may meet someone, move out, get married, God knows what. But you don't stay a family unit into their late teenage years, early 20s, usually, at least not in the 80s. Not in the Western 80s. Bit different now. Mainly because the way the state the world's in, the cost of living, there's still people almost 30 living at home with their parents because they can't afford their rent. But anyway, I digress. These two are thinking of them and what they've endured and what they've been through and what they've sacrificed. And all they want is their family unit back together, relocated back home. It's not going to be that easy. Could you imagine being taken on holiday as a teenager by your parents? This is from Henry's point of view. And just at some point being told all this shit and that you're not going home. I don't remember that. Even their children's playgrounds look 100 years old. I don't know why. Every time I see like an old childhood playground like that, I just think of Pripyat and Chernobyl. I just do.
Очаровательнее.
Yeah, you only go, haven't I?
Сироты.
Сироты. Это те, у которых нет родителей.
Wow, she's learning conversational Russian.
Я говорил с Семеном Андреевичем. Мы хотим, чтобы вам было хорошо.
What are you trying to say here?
А у Олечки тоже никого нет.
You're thinking of her adopting this little girl? Hey, you know something? If I was in Martha's position, why the hell not? Because from where she's come from and what she feels she's done and that she's betrayed her country, that's her doing something good.
Hi. How are you?
I'm assuming it's been a while.
We can come back.
We're moving on quickly here.
House messy.
Packing?
Pass upstairs.
Me and my mother go back to Soviet Union.
Your dad's not coming?
No.
No.
It was so much blood. I'm sorry, man. It was a stupid idea.
It worked.
Yeah, I know, but...
At hospital, they ask me what happened. Over and over.
Don't want him in...
I say I not know.
Don't want him in counselling.
So they give me papers to read on suicide and depression. My fault.
Not as much support then as there would be now.
No.
It wasn't your fault.
Pasha tell me all time he hated here. And I not listen. I not listen him.
It's gonna be awful for her.
Think that life will be this bad.
Wait till you go home.
Is there not some way? Couldn't you figure out a way to go back to?
No, it's not possible. If I go back, they throw me in jail to die, like my father. I now go back there.
That, in effect, kills this family.
You should know I already sent my report on the operation. I don't want you to be surprised. I acknowledge the mistake I made in contacting my previous family in Seattle.
Tuan, that wasn't why we...
It's all right. My organization will forgive me. But I had to point out there were certain lapses regarding your cover arrangements, which I told you about during the operation. That I believe the success of the mission was risked at the very end. Because your commitment to achieving our goal was overridden by certain petty bourgeois concerns.
In other words, you two didn't step up to the mark.
Would die, Tuan.
So he
But he didn't.
You can think whatever you want about the way Philip and I work or how we handle our cover.
But they've done it a lot longer than you.
We were running multiple operations during our time here, not just one like you. The people back home who aren't in the field, sometimes they get what we do, and sometimes they don't. You should also know the center trusts us and knows we do our job extremely well. And since we're being honest here, I think there's something you should know. You're not gonna make it. It's too hard, the work we do, to do it alone. You will fail. Something will happen.
Well,
you'll get caught.
Possible.
Or you'll die. You need someone, Tuan.
I agree with Elizabeth to a certain degree, with her experience and always having a partner to back her up. But there are those individuals out there that don't need it, don't require it, don't want it, and see it as a complication, and that they're the only person that they need to be responsible for. You know, like, even like a hitman, you know, or an assassin. You don't have a secondary backup person. But the kind of work they do that could literally be anything from taking someone out to surveillance, to all the different things that we're seeing them done. I agree with Elizabeth, probably 60, 70%, I would say. She's right, but she's not 100% right. It doesn't necessarily mean with what he's shown he's capable of at this age and can detach the emotional side from it. Possibly not. So it's her viewpoint.
Make them send you someone.
I'm in. I got accepted. I'm going. You and Mom already...
You're not going. You're not going. That's it.
Henry is going to be in such a dark space and place and upset and angry and frustrated over this that he's probably going to confide in one other person in his age group that's immediately close to him. His sister, Paige. And I feel as though that is going to force Paige to go, look, there's something you don't know. You see that happening? I can.
Jim's not my boyfriend.
Don't go there.
Sad. You got magic hands, Jimbo. You available?
You want one?
No, actually. I might be moving to Japan.
What? Cool.
I'm dying.
Yeah, that's...
Jesus.
She doesn't like that. She's only just found out about this in a group. That was kind of a dick maneuver from him, actually, to do it that way.
Japan. When were you gonna tell me?
But he's not your boyfriend.
Tonight.
It's so far away.
Yep. I'm really, really bad at geography. The United States, Japan, Russia, opposite sides. Which one's further away? I don't know.
I don't know what I'm gonna do without you.
Yeah, she proper fell for you.
Kimmy, you're gonna be fine.
Yeah, you
You're
will.
gonna be more than
A
fine.
few months you'd have forgotten about him.
I've seen you grow and change in amazing ways. You're going to have a great life.
I'm just not in it.
What happened with you and Henry? He said you told him he couldn't go to boarding school.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
We'll all be dealing with other things soon enough.
We know.
Good. Yes. Good. Now remember this pressure point. Cover.
The only problem is most normal attackers on the street don't come at you like this.
Most people are going to be bigger than you, so the point is to overload their brain. One move will not be enough. Okay, let's go again.
The tedious, mundane, boring side of spy life. Listening to 90% waffle.
You have the support of Chief, and believe it or not, Deputy Chief S.E. You do a great job on task force. Chief S.E. is retiring in 6. He wants you there 3 weeks with him before he hands over the reins. It's the Soviet division. Everything gets done right.
I'm not interested in the churchy stuff anymore, but I still want to do the food pantry.
Yeah, that stuff is really good.
It's been very good. It's been very dark.
You okay? You okay?
Shows you how well your mother is trained, doesn't it? It does feel a little preemptive. They're talking about leaving now, then we know we've still got a good, 13, 14 episodes to go? So let that go. He's fed up. He's done with the work. That's important intelligence there.
So I'm thinking of leaving my job. Not the FBI, the department I'm working in.
Because of the thing with your boss's boss?
Yeah. That thing that my boss wanted me to work on because it was going to keep me on the job longer. It turns out that's going to go on for a while because I don't want to do it anymore.
He's at that impasse too. Funny how they've all ended up at that same point.
I don't want to be responsible if something goes sideways.
Would you be responsible, though?
Sometimes it's hard for people to say no to what we offer.
There's pressure incentives.
And they don't really
applied.
know what it is they're getting into.
No.
You're a really good person, Stan.
I wasn't fishing
No,
for...
I know you weren't. I just wanted to say it. And I know that you've been feeling stressed, and part of me is really happy that you're leaving, but I can't help but think that your department needs someone like you who's not afraid to push back and stand up when something's wrong. And if you don't do it, who will?
Here comes the convincing conversation.
This life that your mom and I have, it's not easy. And I'm sorry. I'm sorry you didn't get to grow up with all the regular stuff, like just a dog. You should have had that.
Yeah, and now you're going to take him more away from her. Because she won't have any of that. She doesn't know the people, she doesn't know the culture, she doesn't know the language. She's going to have no friends.
I just took a drive. The Breland got a promotion.
He's now head of the Soviet division. Maybe they can find someone else to get the recordings from Kimmy. It's not just me having a hard time. It's you, too.
Yeah.
Kids.
It's the kids, Kimmy.
We're allowed to have a life.
I can't. I just can't. The head of the Soviet division? I'm sorry.
That's changed it.
It's okay. That's why we came here.
Maybe you should stop. You need to keep getting the recordings, but other than that, I think you should just stop. Run the travel agency.
You need me, Elizabeth.
Not for this.
Did the team break up here? I hadn't considered that.
I'm making you stay, and it just keeps getting worse for you.
So that's it for her. Clear cut, she's staying.
I don't want to see you like this anymore.
Interesting. Could it be going on without him here? Alright, I hadn't put that into my little box of what might happen next. They've thrown me on that. Okay guys, end of season 5. That's not what I was expecting. I've got to be honest. So that piece of information being revealed that he becomes head of the Soviet division, that's one of the main reasons why they're here. That has clear-cut given Elizabeth the determination to go, I can't, I've got to stay, we've got to see this through. But it means I'm forcing you to stay, you can't do this anymore. Continue to get the recordings by whichever means necessary, if that means including Kimmy, which I'm presuming it would have to. Other than that, you're out. But what does that do for the relationship? He wants out, but is out staying here? Not really, not for him. But if he's still got the responsibility of that, he has to. So in effect, he's been forced to stay anyway. You're just saying you're not going to force him to, you still continue to work together and you go work at the travel agency or something like you just mentioned. So all of that, what if, what not, that I've been waffling on about with their kids and Henry and Paige and everything could all just have been nullified. That's kind of cut the season off at the legs there for me. Now then, Stan. That conversation he had with his new bit of stuff. If indeed she's one of them, as no one knows, and I like that they've made it that no one knows, because if she's not, we've nothing to consider or worry about. But the way Stan was talking about leaving the department and the ongoing thing that they've got now, he just doesn't want to have a part of. He doesn't want anyone else to get hurt or die or end up transferred to Russia speaking Russian. And her convincing him, you're a good guy, blah, blah, blah. You care. I think you should see it through. He's at the same impasse that Philip's had, of not wanting to do this anymore because of the damage he's seen that it creates. But that would be a very convincing girlfriend stroke partner thing to say, but also for a spy to say, because they need you where you are. It's why she's here. Or is it? Or isn't it? Who the fuck knows? Do you know how you find out? You come and watch season 6 with me, which I will be back with next week. I'm going to hold off there because I don't know what's going to happen next. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and if you really want to help support me and the continued flourishment of the channel, I would appreciate if you go check the link in the description. That's to take you over to Patreon. Just take a quick look. Not expecting you to join, but that is where all the uncut episodes of this show and all the other shows that I do, about 60 of them by now, getting quite a large archive, so you would have plenty of watch. Anyway, that's enough of me plugging. I will see you for episode 1 of season 6 next, and we will see where we go from here as to whether the show takes a bit of a different direction here. I don't know. Join me next time. We'll find out. Take care.